Welcome back to Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David, and we are talking about the do's and the don'ts of the stock market, market, futures market, Forex market. We might even get into a little bit of cryptocurrency today. We'll see how the show goes here, but we've had a lot of people texting in about this investing class. Congratulations for taking that first step to hopefully improve your financial future. So text the word investing if you did forget to do that on the last one. Text the word investing to the number 210 210. That's text investing to the number 210 210 for 2 tickets and a quick start kit. In this kit, there's some topics and concepts on how to get started right away. In that last segment, we were talking about where you find your data, where you make your educated decisions on. It's on a price chart. What we didn't really get into is where you get that price chart is from a trading platform. And that's where you get that data from and to make those decisions and put your buys in, put your sells in, whether you're trading stocks, options, futures, Forex, whatever you're trading, it's on a platform. And Online Trading Academy actually has their own platform, which has education built into it. It's one of a kind. If we get time, Al, let's talk about that on the final segment
Sure.
on how that guides people through their financial decisions and really it makes people more comfortable and more confident making those decisions. But we have a lot of listeners that are, and we've been seeing this a lot come into these investing classes. A lot of people, I'd probably say the majority of the people, Al, have been coming into these classes that are preparing for retirement. And they want to be able to have a comfortable and secure retirement, but they're not sure as far as what to do with those retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs. And one thing that they're really commenting on is like, well, I'm going to be retiring and now I have to start drawing off this retirement that hopefully they've built up enough in there. Well, most people, what I've been hearing, they don't have enough in there to have a secure retirement because it only lasts so long. So they're looking for different strategies before they retire to have some income strategies. So when they get into retirement, they're not just drawing down that wealth bucket, that
Mhm.
401k or IRA, whatever that retirement account is. So let's talk about on this segment here some of the different techniques that you've really been helping out a lot of people with that are planning. Let's start with the planning side. Let's say somebody is planning to retire within the next 5, maybe 10 years. What are some of the things that you've really been helping people do to get prepared for those retirement years so they're not just drawing down those retirements?
Yeah, I think number one, you need to be able to identify what you want your retirement to look like. What are your goals? What is your dream to have in retirement? And instead of just looking at the numbers that most advisors will put together for you and tell you what you can have in retirement, let's look at how to get what you want, how to get to that dream that you want to achieve. And it may mean and probably will mean doing some different things than you're doing right now. Unfortunately, for most people, the go to retirement asset uh, portfolio is their 401k or 403b. And unfortunately, it really has almost become kind of a potential wealth and tax trap. People forget, for one thing, that when they do take money out of their 401k, they're going to be taxed on that money at their ordinary income tax rate, the higher rate. And I think if you look at what's happening in the country and in the world with the debt that we have and it's being added to on a regular basis, taxes have to go up. So you may very well end up being in a higher tax bracket when you retire than you thought you would be. And one of the selling points, so to speak, of the 401k is where when you retire, you'll be in a lower tax bracket. That's not the case anymore. And then also, you're being put into a portfolio typically, and most of you probably have mutual funds in your portfolio. Well, mutual funds could actually end up being a drag on what you could have. They will only benefit in a bull market. If the market's not going up, your mutual funds are going to go down in value. And in fact, probably regardless of what you have in your 401k, if you look at what it's done for this year, it's down. So you need a bull market or an upward moving market to benefit.
Well, really,
You,
what are you doing to help people kind of eliminate from that happening to
well, what
them?
we want to do first of all is talk about dynamic 401k management, how you can better manage what you have access to in your 401ks. And a lot of people don't even know what they have. Also, what do you do to protect the assets that you have? Because in a typical 401k, that's not available. So we talk about protection measures. We also talk about setting up a self directed IRA. With a 401k, one of the best components of a 401k 403b are matches. If your company is matching part of what you put in, that's great. But you're also encouraged to put in more money after that match has been met. Just
Hmm.
keep putting as much as you can into that 401k. A lot of our students will, instead of doing that, now that the match is gone, put it into a self directed IRA. Because one of the biggest impediments to your being successful and having more in retirement are the fees that you're paying. Fees in a 401k can be devastating, and you want to make sure if you do roll money out of that 401k, the company that the plan sponsor, the company who's managing it, is more than happy to roll you into another product that you pay for. Don't do that. What our students do is set up a self-directed IRA where they have access to some of the assets we're talking about in addition to stock. Futures, the futures market, the foreign exchange market, the options market. You can trade with leverage in that tradition or in that IRA. You have the ability to trade in a down market, benefit in a down market. You have the ability, one of those assets that we talked about, it happens to be options, it can be used as an insurance policy, a
Yep.
great protective vehicle, and also something you can use to boost the returns of your retirement money. So there are a number of things you can do and that you're probably going to need to do to reach the point where whatever you have in retirement is going to give you the ability to live that life that you want. And unfortunately, the only thing you have control over is what is your savings, your retirement savings. You don't have control over Social Security. You don't have control over a pension. In fact, most of you probably don't have a pension. The only thing you can control and provide and have the potential to provide greater benefit for you is your savings, your
Yep.
retirement savings.
Yeah, if you want to get started, say you are planning to retire and you need some help with that or guidance, come to one of these investing classes and Al can kind of guide you through that. Text the word investing to the number 210 for tickets for this class and a quick start kit to get started. So let's just say somebody is retired. Let's say somebody just
Mhm.
retired, and they want to make sure their assets last longer, or
Sure.
maybe they've been retired 5, 10 years and they want to be able to continue that lifestyle, but they're starting to see those retirement accounts dwindle down. What are
Right.
some of the options there in about a minute?
Yeah, well, okay. One of the options is to learn how to generate income off of what you have in retirement. Your income from your job is gone, but you still need money to pay bills and to live. Most people, unfortunately, just draw down their 401ks and watch that pile dwindle. But if you can learn to generate income off of it, then all you have to deal with are the required minimum distributions. Also, learn strategies to grow what you have in that retirement account. And number one, learn how to protect what you have. When you go into retirement and you look at your portfolio statement, you see a nice number there, you want to make sure that stays with you and doesn't end up basically in somebody else's account. You can't let a bear market take away maybe 30, 40, 50% of what you've worked hard for. For a lot of people, the year that they retired, if you retired back in 2007, that next year, from the end of 2007 through the beginning of 2009, the S&P 500 was down 57%. That took away a huge portion of what people were counting on to live in retirement. So you have to make sure that you protect what you have. Don't let a down market or a bear market be a negative. Just look at it as an opportunity in a different direction. And there are assets and strategies that we teach you to have the potential for that benefit.
Yeah, that's the great thing about our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, is we see people all across the board. People that are, younger. Most of the people that come to these classes are probably nearing retirement and they're looking to plan for that. So they want to make sure they're making smart decisions going into that retirement. So that's where we're seeing a lot of people come through right now, these classes. And that's where you got to learn. You have to learn some different skills and different techniques to make smart investing decisions, but also to make better decisions during those golden years. That's what it's all about. Being able to live the life that you choose to live at those retirement years. So if you're planning to retire, so let's say that within the next 5 to 10 years, come to one of these investing classes, bring some questions that you have with you, and see what are some of your opportunities that you can do between now and retirement. But also, say you are retired, say you just retired and you're planning to do that. Come to one of these classes because you can see what you might be able to do. What are some of the opportunities maybe that you might be missing out on, and then hopefully making better decisions moving forward. And that's all about living life the way that you choose to live. So these classes, they're free. They're about 2 hours. We have them at our local academies. So if you're listening to the show, we have a class near you. Text right now. Text the word investing to the number 210-210. That's text investing to the number 210-210. That's for 2 tickets. Most people bring their spouse with, especially if your spouse is involved in your financial decisions. Text the word investing to the number 210-210. Al, coming up in the last segment here, I want to talk about some more current conditions in the markets. What's going on with the stock market, some different stocks, just different opportunities that we're seeing moving forward to help our listeners get started. This is Josh and Al. We'll be right back.